Welcome to this tutorial on credit and debit card safety in the digital age. I am an experienced IT professional who has been working in the digital world for over 2 decades. For the past few years, I have been specializing in cybersecurity and hold several certificates in the field. Despite my expertise and caution, I have also fallen victim to credit card fraud in the past, even without making any wrong steps myself. This led me to conduct extensive research on how to maximize the security of credit and debit card use. In this tutorial, I will share my knowledge and experience with you, providing practical tips and strategies for staying safe in the digital world and protecting your financial information from cyber threats. Credit and debit cards have become an increasingly popular form of payment in recent years. They offer convenience, security, and a wide range of benefits to consumers. Credit cards allow you to make purchases on credit and pay off the balance over time, while debit cards allow you to access funds directly from your checking account. Both types of cards can be used to make purchases online, in stores, and at ATMs around the world. However, with this convenience comes the risk of credit card fraud, hacking, and theft. It's important to understand the best practices for using credit and debit cards safely and securely in order to protect yourself and your finances. We will explore the various risks associated with the credit and debit cards, as well as strategies for staying safe and protecting your financial information. When you use a credit card for a purchase, the card issuer authorizes the transaction and sends the funds to the merchant. The merchant then receives the payment and completes the transaction. This process is generally safe. Credit card fraud is a growing problem that affects millions of people each year. According to the Federal Tax Commission, credit card fraud is one of the most common forms of identity theft, with approximately 167,000 reported cases in 2019 alone. With the rise of digital transactions, online shopping, and mobile payments, it's becoming easier for fraudsters to steal credit card information and use it for their own purpose. Credit card fraud occurs when a fraudster gains access to someone else's credit card information and uses it to make unauthorized purchases or withdraw money. This can happen in several ways, including counterfeit fraud, lost or stolen card fraud, card not present fraud, skimming, and phishing. Each of these methods involve different techniques and requires different levels of expertise from the fraudster. The consequences of credit card fraud can be severe, both financially and emotionally. Victims of credit card fraud may experience damage to their credit score, loss of funds, and even identity theft. It's important to take steps to protect yourself from credit card fraud and to know what to do if you become a victim. In the next chapter, we'll explore the different types of credit card fraud in more detail, as well as weak points in the credit card transaction process and common exploit methods used by fraudsters. We'll also provide tips on how to protect yourself from credit card fraud and bank account fraud, as well as safe credit card usage practices. By being informed and vigilant, you can reduce your risk of becoming a victim of credit card fraud. Here on this slide, we can see that only in 2020 there were 1,108 international data breaches, which means that a lot of personal data or even credit card information and all kinds of sensitive data got into the hands of hackers and fraudsters. Now, the bad news is that in 2021, only in the first 3 quarters, there were more data breaches from cyber attacks than in all of 2020, and this number is rising rapidly. At this point, fraudsters pay less than $5 for the average payment card account record, including a CVV number, which means a complete card detail ready to use for any kind of online transaction. There are several types of credit card fraud, each with its own techniques and risks. Here are the most common types of credit card fraud. Counterfeit fraud. This type of fraud involves creating a fake credit card with someone else's information. Fraudsters may use skimming devices or other methods to steal the victim's credit card information and then use that information to create a counterfeit card that they can use for authorizing purchases. Lost or stolen card fraud. This type of fraud occurs when someone steals or finds a lost credit card, uses it for unauthorized purchases of or withdrawals. The fraudster may use the card before the victim realizes it's missing, making it difficult for the victim to dispute the charges. Card not present fault. This type of fraud occurs when the fraudster uses someone else's credit card information to make purchases online or over the phone. The fraudster may obtain the victim's credit card information through phishing scams or other methods. Skimming. Skimming is a technique used to steal credit card information by placing a device on a payment terminal that reads the card's magnetic stripe. Fraudsters may also use a handheld skimming device to steal the information directly from the card. Phishing. Phishing is a technique used to trick people into revealing their credit card information by posing as a legitimate business or organization. The fraudster may send an email or text message to a person that appears to be from a trusted source, asking the victim to provide their credit card information. It's important to be aware of different types of credit card fraud and take steps to protect yourself from them. In the next chapter, we'll explore weak points in the credit card transaction process and common exploit methods used by fraudsters. Credit card fraudsters look for weak points in the credit card transaction process to exploit. Here are some of the most common weak points and exploit methods. Point of sale systems. Point of sale systems are vulnerable to skimming devices that can steal credit card information when the card is swiped or inserted. Fraudsters may also target vulnerable merchants with weak cybersecurity practices. Online transactions. Online transactions are vulnerable to phishing scams and other methods of obtaining credit card information. Fraudsters may also use malware or other techniques to intercept credit card information during the online transaction process. Mobile payments are vulnerable to malware, phishing scams, and other techniques that can steal credit card information during the transaction process. Fraudsters may also target mobile payment apps that have weak security features. Human error, such as misplacing a credit card or falling for a phishing scam, can also lead to credit card fraud. To protect yourself from credit card fraud, it's important to be cautious and take steps to minimize your risk. For example, always use a reputable merchant for transactions, check your statements regularly to spot any unrecognized charges, and use strong passwords to protect your accounts. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to protect yourself from credit card fraud and bank account fraud in more detail. Here are some tips for protecting yourself from credit card fraud and bank account fraud. Make sure to check your credit card and bank account statements regularly to spot any unauthorized charges or withdrawals. If you notice any suspicious activity, contact your bank or credit card issuer immediately. Use strong passwords. Use strong, unique passwords for all of your accounts and avoid using the same password for multiple accounts. Consider using a password manager to generate and store your password securely. These days, recommended passwords should be minimum 8 characters long, but in my opinion, it shouldn't be less than 10, with letters, numbers, and at least one capital letter and a special character, like dot, comma, dash, etc. Be cautious of phishing scams. Be wary of emails, text messages, and phone calls that ask for your credit card or bank account information. Legitimate businesses and organizations will never ask you for this information over the phone or in an email. Use two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security to your accounts by requiring a second form of verification, such as a send code to your phone or email in addition to your password. Keep your software up to date. Make sure to keep your operating system, web browser, and antivirus software up to date to prevent malware and other security threats. Use secure networks. When making online transactions or accessing your bank account, use a secure network such as your home Wi-Fi network or a trusted public Wi-Fi network. By following these tips, you can reduce your risk of becoming a victim of credit card fraud and bank account fraud. If you do become a victim, it is important to act quickly and contact your bank or credit card issuer immediately. To protect yourself from credit card fraud and ensure safe usage, it's important to follow these best practices. Keep your card secure. Always keep your credit card in a secure place, such as a wallet or purse, and never leave it unattended. If your card is lost or stolen, report it to your issuer immediately. Monitor your transactions. Keep a close eye on your credit card statement and monitor your transactions regularly to detect any unauthorized charges. Use secure payment methods. When making payments, use secure payment methods like chip-enabled cards, which are more secure than traditional magnetic stripe cards. You can also use mobile payment apps that use tokenization to protect your card information. Don't share your information. Never share your credit card information with anyone, including family members or friends. Fraudsters can use this information to make unauthorized purchases. Use a credit monitoring service. Consider using a credit monitoring service that alerts you to any changes or suspicious activity on your credit report. Report suspicious activity. If you notice any suspicious activity on your credit card, such as unauthorized charges, contact your issuer immediately to report the activity and dispute the charges. By following these safe credit card usage practices, you can minimize your risk of becoming a victim of credit card fraud to protect your finances. If you do become a victim, contact your bank immediately to report the fraud and take steps to recover any lost funds. Here are some tips for protecting your bank account and minimizing your risk of bank account fraud. Keep your account information secure. Keep your bank account information, such as account number and login credentials, secure and never share it with anyone. Use strong, unique passwords and consider enabling two-factor authentication for added security. Check your account regularly. Check your account regularly to spot any unauthorized transactions or withdrawals. Contact your bank immediately if you notice any suspicious activity. Use secure networks. When accessing your bank account online, use a secure network and avoid using public Wi-Fi networks that may be vulnerable to hackers. Be cautious of phishing scams. Be wary of email or phone calls that ask you for your bank account information or login credentials. Legitimate banks or financial institutions will never ask you for this information over the phone or in an email. Monitor your credit report. Check your credit report regularly to detect any fraudulent activity. You are entitled to one free credit report per year from each of the 3 major credit bureaus. Use a reputable bank. Choose a reputable bank or financial institution that has strong security practices in place to protect your account. All these extra security steps might be a hassle with everyday usage, but you will really appreciate it as soon as you fall victim to fraud and suffer a loss. Use two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication is comprised of 2 steps, as its name suggests. The first step includes providing your CVV number, which is located on the back of your credit card. And for added security, the second step involves another set of numbers, but these cannot be found anywhere on the card. Instead, you receive this one-time password by email, text, or within the banking app. By following these safe bank account usage practices, you can protect your finances and minimize your risk of bank account fraud. If you do become a victim, contact your bank immediately to report the fraud and take steps to recover any lost funds. If you become a victim of credit card or bank account fraud, it's important to act quickly to minimize the damage and recover any lost funds. Here's what you should do. Contact your bank or credit card issuer. Contact your bank or credit card issuer immediately to report the fraud and cancel your card or freeze your account. This will prevent any further unauthorized charges or withdrawals. Here, every second counts. Don't wait to finish work or to get home. Ring straight away, as criminals might be starting new transactions continuously until you will take the steps to block their access. Or your account is empty, whichever comes first. Change your passwords. Change your passwords for all of your accounts, especially if you suspect that your login credentials may have been compromised. File a police report. File a police report to document the fraud and provide evidence to your bank or credit card issuer. You may also need a police report to dispute any fraudulent charges or withdrawals. Dispute any unauthorized charges. Contact your bank or credit card issuer to dispute any unauthorized charges or withdrawals and request a refund. They might turn you down first, but you have to be focused on the details, as they can reject your claim if you have caused the situations by falling victim to phishing or lost your card. If you are sure that you are not aware of any wrongdoing, then you have a high chance that your bank will refund the lost funds. Monitor your accounts. Keep a close eye on your bank account and credit card statements to detect any additional fraudulent activity. You may also want to sign up for a credit monitoring service to keep an eye on your credit report. Consider a credit freeze. Consider placing a credit freeze on your credit report to prevent any new accounts from being opened in your name without your authorization. By taking these steps, you can protect yourself from further financial harm and increase your chances of recovering any lost funds. It's important to act quickly and stay vigilant to minimize the impact of credit card or bank account fraud. If you have become a victim of credit card or bank account fraud, there may be ways to track and recover the stolen funds. Here are some possible options. Contact your bank or credit card issuer. Your bank or credit card issuer may have a fraud investigation department that can help you track down any unauthorized transactions and recover your stolen funds. File a complaint with the FTC. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, is a government agency that can help you report identity theft and financial fraud. They may also be able to assist you in recovering your stolen funds. Hire a private investigator. If you suspect that the fraud was committed by a specific person or group, you may want to consider hiring a private investigator to help you track down the perpetrator. Use tracking tools. There are several tools available that can help you track your stolen funds, such as transaction tracking software or identity theft protection services. Work with law enforcement. If the fraud was committed by a criminal, you may want to work with law enforcement to track down the perpetrator and recover stolen funds. Be sure to provide them with any evidence or information you have about the fraud. Contact the merchants. Contact the merchants where the transactions took place based on the information available on your bank account statement. Email or chat with their customer service if they have one, as in some cases they can still stop your transactions and refund you the amount. It's important to remember that recovering stolen funds can be a difficult and time-consuming process. However, by taking the necessary steps and seeking professional help, you may be able to track down and recover your stolen funds. Using tracking tools is one of the ways to track and recover stolen funds from credit card or bank account fraud. These tools can help you identify suspicious activity, track transactions, and monitor your credit report for any unauthorized activity. Here are some examples of tracking tools that you can use. Credit monitoring services. Credit monitoring services such as Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion can help you monitor your credit report for any unauthorized activity. These services can alert you to any changes or new accounts opened in your name, which may indicate identity theft or fraud. You can sign up for credit monitoring services through the major credit bureaus or through third-party providers. Once you sign up, you'll receive alerts when there are changes to your credit report, such as accounts opened or changes to your personal information. Transaction tracking software. There are several software programs available that can help you track your credit card or bank account transactions, such as Mint, Quicken, and Personal Capital. These programs can help you identify suspicious activity, track your spending, and categorize your expenses. You can download and install transactions tracking software such as Mint, Quicken, or Personal Capital on your computer or mobile device. Identity theft protection services. Identity theft protection services such as LifeLock or Identity Guard and Identity Force can help you monitor your personal information and alert you to any suspicious activity. These services may also offer insurance or reimbursement for any losses due to identity theft. Review your alerts and reports. Regularly review the alerts and reports you receive from these tracking tools to monitor for any unauthorized activity. If you notice any suspicious activity, take immediate action to report it to your bank or credit card issuer and take steps to recover your stolen funds. Using tracking tools can help you stay vigilant and detect any fraudulent activity early on. By regularly monitoring your credit report and transactions, you can catch fraud early and take steps to recover your stolen funds. Be aware that these services might not be available in your country or region. Some of them can integrate with your bank account, but in other cases, banks might not allow their usage, so check availability and options for your bank. Credit card and bank account fraud can have serious consequences both financially and emotionally. However, by following the best practices outlined in this tutorial, you can protect yourself and minimize your risk of becoming a victim. Credit card and bank account fraud can have serious consequences both financially and emotionally. However, by following the best practices outlined in this article, you can protect yourself and minimize your risk of becoming a victim. Remember to always keep your credit card and bank account information secure, monitor your accounts regularly, use secure payment methods, and be cautious of phishing scams. If you do become a victim, act quickly to report the fraud and take steps to recover any lost funds. By staying informed and following these safe usage practices, you can enjoy the convenience and benefits of credit cards and bank accounts without the worry of fraud or theft. Stay safe and protect your finances. In recent years, financial technology, fintech companies, have revolutionized the way we handle our finances, offering new tools and services to help keep our money safe. One of the most significant achievements in this area is the development of virtual cards and online shopping single-use cards. Virtual cards are like regular cards or debit cards, but they exist only in the digital format. You can use them for online purchase and transactions, but they do not have a physical presence. Single-use cards, on the other hand, are single-use cards generated for a specific transaction, after which they become invalid automatically. These cards provide an added layer of security as they cannot be reused or stolen. Even when using virtual cards or single-use cards, it's important to take additional steps to ensure their security, but this is especially true for your main physical card. Set transaction limits. Most banks and fintech companies allow you to set daily transaction limits on your virtual or even physical cards. This can help prevent or limit unauthorized transactions from being made on your account. Freeze or block your cards. Many banking apps allow you to freeze or block your physical and virtual cards when not in use. Only allow transactions when needed and keep your virtual cards and accounts separate from your main credit or debit cards. Keep a separate, small balance for daily use. Consider keeping a separate account or virtual card with a smaller amount of money for daily usage, while keeping your primary account and cards safe and use them as little as possible. Use reputable fintech companies. When choosing a fintech company to use, make sure it is reputable and has a strong track record for security and customer protection. Some examples are Revolut and Wise. Use virtual cards. Take advantage of the use of virtual cards and wherever possible, use these instead of your physical cards. Huge advantages they offer. They cannot be lost, physically stolen, and they can be renewed for free as required and instantaneously. They are available even in single-use card version, where it is automatically renewed after every single transaction, with this increasing online security enormously. Renew your virtual cards regularly. One of the big advantages of virtual cards is that it can be renewed free of charge as often as required. So anytime you feel insecure or just want to update for extra security, cancel the old one and generate a new virtual card. Use comfort with caution. These days we fall victim of comfort and our laziness, even on the risk of losing security against this. We use Google Wallet, Apple Pay, Garmin Pay, PayPal, smartwatches, and mobile phones to be able to make transactions fast and easy. But don't forget that easier it gets, it involves a higher risk. Also, you don't have to compromise your comfort and safety, you just need to do it right. For example, never register your main physical card. Instead, use your virtual card or a controlled account where you only keep the minimum amount of money for comfortable usage and instead try to top it up when necessary. This way, you reduce the limit of maximum damage you can incur. With this, in case of an event, you can minimize the damage. Set up SMS alerts or notifications. SMS alerts are texts you get to your phone number, notifying you whenever your credit card has been used to ensure credit card security. Banking app notifications work the same way, but you need to be connected to the internet to receive them. Thus, if you become a victim of credit card fraud and the perpetrator starts spending your money, you'll be notified immediately, which allows you to take actions as quick as possible. Don't store your credit card info on your browser. Having to input those numbers from your credit card each time you want to make a purchase can be quite a nonsense. The option to save credit card information can seem a good idea due to its convenience. However, you should know that this makes you very vulnerable in the event of a cyber attack. If a criminal were to hack your computer or your online account like Google, they would easily access all your saved info, including your credit card number. While they won't be able to get your CVV this way, they'll attempt to acquire this information by other means, such as the above-mentioned phishing method. Therefore, one of the methods of securing your credit card information is to never click on Save after entering your credit card details online. By implementing the recommendations provided, you can take measures to safeguard your credit card details and prevent identity theft. It's essential to remain alert while entering your information online or using public Wi-Fi networks. Exercising caution in these scenarios can significantly reduce the risk of your sensitive information falling into the hands of cybercriminals. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this information was helpful to you, and hopefully you will be able to avoid becoming a victim of a cyber attack or any kind of identity theft. Thank you.